welcome back. So first and foremost, I do want to apologize. I know I kind of like fell off of 31 Days of Halloween, and I just ended up, I hit a spot where my depression got worse. Hit a little bit of a rough patch, but I am going to try to upload as much as possible to make it up to you guys. And basically right now, I don't really have much of a schedule as far as uploading goes. So definitely make sure to subscribe and have that bell on. That way you get a notification every time I upload, because I'm going to try to do it as much as I possibly can. Things are really crazy right now. And like I said, kind of hit a little bit of a rough spot emotionally. I just want to apologize to you guys because you guys mean the world to me. So I think that you at least deserve that. Anyways, on a much more positive note, I am going to announce the winner of this month's giveaway, the Halloween mystery box. So congratulations, Peyton. You definitely deserve this. I already reached out to you, but I did just want to give you a shout out. You are absolutely amazing, beautiful soul, and I'm so happy to be able to do this for you. Now, don't worry if you didn't win this one. There will be plenty of more chances to win either mystery boxes, custom, like one-of-a-kind shirts, like things like that. So definitely make sure to go ahead and follow my Instagram account. That way, when I do those giveaways, usually they will tie somewhat into Instagram. So if you already go ahead and do that, you're one step ahead of the game. So today is a little different. It's something I've never done before. I, as you can see, don't have any makeup on. I look like my stressed out normal self. Karen High ended up reaching out to me asking if I could come up with a makeup look inspired by her birthday. Her birthday theme is purple, black, and gold. So I am not a makeup or a beauty guru. I don't really know much about makeup. I wasn't even that into makeup until like this past year. I started getting like slightly more into it. So I'm probably going to do a lot of things wrong as far as beauty gurus go. But I hope that you guys enjoy this. And we're going to be also diving into the legend of Bloody Mary as we do this. So if you guys like videos like this and want me to do another one, or want me to do specific like color schemes or something, just come up with something and then cover a topic while I do it. Definitely make sure to like this video and let me know in the comments down below. So let's dive in. First, I'm going to start with primer. So I have the Angel Veil NYX primer. I'm not a super big fan of it. It feels really dry. Maybe that's just my skin, but it feels really dry. So I feel like it doesn't really like even out my skin like it's supposed to. I feel like my nose especially was always like really red. But let's talk about Bloody Mary. Now, Bloody Mary is, I feel like, very interesting. 3rd or 4th grade, Bloody Mary became like a huge thing. Like, this was like back in the day where they didn't have the like child-proof blocking on the computers at school. So you could literally go on anything. And so we would look up things about Bloody Mary, which were pretty dark, actually. Definitely not something that you should be looking up in elementary school. And I remember my little brother was terrified of Bloody Mary. So I was like, but like Bloody Mary isn't real. And he's like freaking out. So I was like, you know what? You're scared. I'm just going to do it. So I went into the bathroom and like said Bloody Mary's name 3 times to prove that nothing was going to happen, and nothing happened. But it freaked him out a lot. So probably not the right way to go about that. But I mean, I wasn't super old when I did that. Okay, so next I have the Florence foundation. I've definitely used ones that I like more. This one isn't bad, but it doesn't like give me as much of a coverage like I wanted to, I guess. It smells kind of not great. I guess makeup doesn't really smell great. Well, for those of you who don't know what Bloody Mary is, so it's a legend that I'm going to be looking down like a lot just because my mirror's down here. But the legend is that Bloody Mary would come out of the mirror and she'd be awfully angry because you summoned her. And she would do a few different things to you because she was mad you summoned her. She would either steal your soul, drink your blood, or even claw your eyes out. Now, Bloody Mary is usually played in a darkened room with a mirror, but this room is normally a bathroom. Like, that is the most common room that Bloody Mary is played in. And the person playing would say Bloody Mary 3 times. I always feel like I'm like a football player getting ready for a game when I put this on. Okay, so this is Tarte. I think I'm saying that right. Concealer. And I always have really dark circles, so that stuff is like magic. You go into a dark room, you light a candle, and you say Bloody Mary into the mirror 3 times. This is coming off. And you would be greeted by Bloody Mary in the reflection of the mirror. Bloody Mary would be like, you'd see you, but you'd see Bloody Mary. Now, some people would like literally see her dripping in blood, which would be terrifying just to see something in the mirror standing behind you that you can't see that wasn't there, and it's just dripping in blood. Others say that if you turn around to look at her, that she will literally drag you away, or that blood would start pouring from the faucet, which that actually reminds me of 13 Ghosts, which is a phenomenal movie. It's like my favorite movie when I was like 5, and it's a really dark movie. And other ones would say that she would brutally murder you. So, yeah. Not exactly a friendly spirit. Now, it's very interesting because I didn't actually know this until researching for this, but Bloody Mary wasn't always played this way. So it's actually used for unmarried women to see the face of the person that they were going to marry. So they would walk backwards up a flight of stairs holding a mirror in front of them while also holding a candle. When they gazed into the mirror, they would see the face of their future husband, but there was a catch. Sometimes instead of the face of their future husband, they would actually see a skull, which would be the face of the Grim Reaper. Now, this meant that the woman was actually going to die before she married, which is so horrible. Now we're gonna do an eyeshadow. So I have 2 different palettes. One is Revolution, and this is the Forever Flawless one, I think. Yeah. And this one is the Radiant Dusk one, which actually I got it because I really liked the picture of it. So we're gonna pick. Ugh, sorry. Ooh. I really like both of these palettes. Common thought is that Bloody Mary is actually Queen Mary the First. This is the most popular theory of who the game is based off of, which is quite interesting. Now, a little bit about Mary, like Queen Mary. Now, she was the only child of King Henry the VIII, Catherine of Aragon. Her father is mad because he didn't have a male heir, and back in the days of like old royalty, that was a huge thing because, you know, the guy would become king. Alright, so my eyeshadow is all done, as well as my eyeliner. I used Retrograde, Purple, and Cluster, and Harp, all from the Revolution one, and then I used Angel and Sorcery and Eclipse from this one. For my eyeliner, I actually used e.l.f. products. This is the H2O proof eyeliner pen, liquid eyeliner, for my upper lid, and then just a no budge retractable eyeliner, still e.l.f. brand, for the bottom. I'm all into products that don't test on animals, and e.l.f. is really cheap, and I actually really like their brand. I feel like it's pretty good quality for the price. So then this mascara I love. I absolutely love it. I have never put on fake eyelashes, and I feel like this mascara gives you pretty similar, I mean, obviously you can go like bigger fake eyelashes, but I feel like it gives you kind of like the same look. So King Henry was very upset because, you know, it was important back then to have a son, especially if you were royalty, because you needed somebody to take over the throne when you were to pass, because otherwise your line would just kind of die and someone else would take over. And so he ended up voiding his marriage to Catherine and taking Mary and making it so Mary could no longer be with her mother or have any contact with her mother whatsoever, which is very messed up. Now, the king remarried Anne Boleyn and had another daughter who they named Elizabeth. Now, Elizabeth's mother, Anne, was very scared that Mary would end up interfering with Elizabeth taking the throne. So she actually had Parliament declare Mary illegitimate, which infuriated the king. He actually had Anne beheaded for treason. She ended up becoming queen in 1553, and she went through many miscarriages and fake pregnancies. If you guys have ever seen the show Reign, it is a phenomenal show. I highly recommend it. You can watch it on Netflix, but so it's, you know, a very drama-filled version of events, which has Mary in it, who ends up miscarrying. Definitely go watch it. It's not exactly how things panned out, but like certain things do hold truth in the show. And one being how Mary could never have a successful birth. Mary actually believed that this was God punishing her for committing the Marian persecution. Now, the Marian persecutions took place in 1554, which was a year after Mary became queen. During this, around 240 men and 60 women were sentenced as Protestants and burned at the stake. Now, this earned Queen Mary the name Bloody Mary because of how many she killed. However, Queen Mary was not the only suspect behind this game. Other people think that it is based off of Elizabeth Bathory or Mary Worth. I'm going to do some bronzer and some highlighter. Both of these are Revolution brands. Elizabeth Bathory was nicknamed the Queen of Blood. Jeff is leaf blowing, so that is what you hear in the background. Now, she was nicknamed this because she murdered hundreds of girls so she could bathe in their blood. I can't even begin to tell you how messed up that is. So Mary Worth was actually a witch who was executed in the Salem witch trials. People believe she was a witch just simply because she lived in the forest, which, I mean, I like the woods, but I guess I do consider myself a witch, so there's that. She lived in a very small cabin and was known throughout the village for selling herbal tinctures and remedies. Locals were scared of her and they kept their distance. They were scared that she would either curse them or curse their animals. Okay, so then this is Pacifica, crystal rays, luminescent trescent setting powder, and I absolutely love this stuff. It has little crystals in it. So some people who'd actually use her remedies were considered to, or sometimes shunned by very religious people, for partaking in Wicca, which it's like ancient medicine, so I really don't understand that at all. All of the particles that you guys are seeing is the dust from this, so I'm sorry. So now I'm going to use Kylie Jenner's liquid lipstick. Small girls in the village started to go missing, and the people in the village looked everywhere, but they just couldn't find them. I love the smell of lipstick. It always smells so good. People went towards Mary Worth's cabin to search for the girls, but the witch denied knowing anything about the girls' disappearances in general. The families were still really suspicious because the witch, who was kind of old and haggard, started looking more youthful and feminine. But they couldn't really do anything. Like, they didn't have any proof. They just kind of had the suspicions. So one night, the miller's daughter was captivated by this mysterious sound that only she could hear. This is e.l.f. setting spray. So her mom was sitting up in bed treating a really bad toothache with a herbal tincture that was actually bought from Mary. The irony of that. Miller's wife was really scared, so she shouted for her husband and asked her husband to follow their daughter. They were shouting for their daughter to come back, but it just wasn't working. And it's kind of almost like she was following this invisible force. The miller gathered some of the townsfolk, and the town farmer noticed a light at the edge of the woods. And when they got closer, they realized that Mary Worth was standing in a clearing next to a huge oak tree. She was holding a wand, and from the wand there was this unnatural light, and the miller's daughter was heading straight for it. Now, once the townsfolk and the father realized what Mary was doing, they charged her with pitchforks and guns. And when she realized that everyone from the village knew what she was, she broke the spell and dashed for the forest. Mary wasn't quick enough though. So the miller loaded his gun with silver bullets, fired, and caught Mary in her hip. She was kicking and screaming as they tied her to a stake and quickly lit a bonfire beneath her. And as she was burning, she put a curse on the villagers and told them that if they ever dare say her name in a mirror, that she would be back for them. Her spirit would return to exact her revenge. Now, when the villagers returned home, they went straight for Mary's house, a proper search. They found rows and rows of unmarked graves. Mary had been using the blood of their children to make herself more youthful. Now, many people still play this game to this day. She may take your soul for her own, ripping yours to shreds in the process. She may leave your soul to burn, just like she was left by the villagers. And to make it worse, you might just be trapped for eternity. In the mirror, though, after knowing the truth behind Bloody Mary, would you play it? So let me know what you guys think about all of that. Like, who you think Bloody Mary is actually based on. My guess is Mary Worth. I think that that's a little bit more probable than Queen Mary. And let me know if you guys have had any experiences playing this game, or if you want me to play this game and film it, because I have done this, but film it. If you guys like this like makeup paranormal story combination, definitely make sure to like this video and let me know down below, and I will do it more. Until next time, you guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and I love you.